And wherever in the world there is oppression, the people might rise up courageously against the oppressor. Having said that, we now recognize that those who rule the world are the greatest oppressors that mankind has ever witnessed. Having said that, we must also now recognize that the oppression seems to be centered on Islam and Muslims, and that they are oppressing us and waging war on Islam for a particular reason. In our opinion, they are doing that on behalf of the State of Israel. This subject is located in that branch of knowledge that is known as Akhirul Zaman. In English it is called eschatology. Eschatology. No one knows the subject of Akhirul Zaman. No one can explain Akhirul Zaman without the Quran. Nope, tak boleh. Only the Quran. And he who was sent to teach the Quran, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, only they can explain the world today. No one else can do it. And so it is time for us to return to the Quran and study the Quran, that the Quran might explain what is happening in the world today. For that, you need not only these eyes, but you also need the internal eye. Not only the intellect, but you need Nur. And Nur is not sold in the stock market. Only from Allah it comes. And Allah knows the hearts of His servant. وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ يَحُولُ بَيْنَ الْمَرْءِ وَقَلْبِهِ. And be conscious of the fact that Allah hovers between a man and his heart. To study the Quran, we also need the correct methodology. Otherwise, you will not succeed. But tonight is not the night for us to teach methodology. We want to begin by saying that appearance and reality in many things connected with the world today are different from each other. And to say that appearance and reality in the Arab uprisings are also different from each other. The uprisings appear to be something positive for the Arabs. Freedom from oppression. The reality is that Israel is smiling because conditions are now emerging which would facilitate Israel's pursuit of its ultimate agenda. Israel wants to rule the world. And so when Europe said that all that we want to do is to find a home for the Jewish people, that's all, they told a lie. No. They didn't just want to find a home for the Jewish people. No, they wanted to create a state that would eventually rule the world. Why must Israel rule the world? The answer is located in the subject of Akhirul Zaman, Islamic eschatology. Israel must rule the world so that a man can emerge in Israel. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam described that man to us 1400 years ago. And that man would stand up in Jerusalem and declare, I am the Messiah, Al-Masih. And so he was called Al-Masih al-Dajjal, Dajjal who will claim to be the Messiah. You and I know that the true Messiah is the son of Mary, Nabi Isa alayhi salam. And so this is a false Messiah. But he was created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not by shaitan. And he was programmed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not by shaitan, to impersonate the true Messiah. And the weapons that he uses are all evil. He's an evil being. Can Allah create evil? Can Allah create evil? Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq. Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq. Min sharri ma khalaq. Yes, Allah can create evil. Where is that evil? It is Al-Masih al-Dajjal. But in order for Dajjal to fulfill his mission, he needs help. So Allah created from Banu Adam, from human beings, He created a people and gave to them a power. So powerful they are that none but Allah can destroy them. And these people also are wicked, wicked, wicked. They tell monstrous lies, like the one that just came out of Washington. They are Ya'juj and Ma'juj, or Gog and Magog. And they work with Dajjal. And they commit fasad. Fasad is not just a sin, it is a crime, criminal conduct, for which punishment is given here. And the hudud gives us different punishments, but the worst punishment of all is for fasad. And that's what they do. Fasad is that which corrupts and destroys. And so we now, having looked at the appearance, the uprisings, as positive, now want to locate the reality. Why is Israel smiling? In what way do the Arab uprisings, which are not finished, benefit Israel? Nabi Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam was asleep. The hadith is located in Sahih Bukhari. No, more than 4 times. More than 4 times in Sahih Bukhari. He was asleep at the house of his wife Zainab radiyallahu ta'ala anha. And he saw in his sleep a vision. It was something terrible. And he woke up from his sleep and his face was flushed red. And he said, Wailul lil Arab, woe unto the Arabs. Min sharrin qad iqtaraba, because of a great evil which is now close. And then he raised his hands like this and he said, today a hole has been made in the barrier bit by Zulkarnain. Remember, Zulkarnain had built that barrier with blocks of iron. And then he had poured molten copper on it. Where is this in the Quran? In Surah Al-Kahfi, yeah. And when that barrier was built, Gog and Magog could not penetrate, could not scale. So they were blocked by that barrier. The world was safe. But now, after Zulkarnain had built the barrier, remember what he said? هَذَا رَحْمَةٌ مِّن رَبِّي. This barrier is constructed by divine kindness. فَإِذَا جَاءَ وَعْدُ رَبِّي. But when that time comes of which my Rabb has warned, آخِرُ zaman, جَعَلَهُ دَكَّا. Allah is going to bring down the barrier. When will it happen? It cannot happen until the last prophet comes. It cannot happen until the last kitab is revealed. So now, in the lifetime of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, he says, today a hole has been made in that barrier bit by Zulkarnain, meaning Allah is bringing down the barrier today, today, today. She then asked, Yani Zainab radiyallahu ta'ala anha, shall we be destroyed? We, the Arabs, because he said, Wailul lil Arab, woe unto the Arabs. She asks, will we be destroyed, we, the Arabs, when there are righteous people amongst us? He said, Na'am, yes, the Arabs will be destroyed. And then he gave us the time when that destruction will take place. He said, إِذَا كَثُرَ الْخَبَثِ. When moral nastiness prevails in the world becomes so stink, you got to close your nose. That's the time when the Arabs will be destroyed. When pornography is everywhere, in every little corner, in every little shop. The destruction of the Arabs was something of which we were warned at an earlier time, long before Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. This coming destruction of the Arabs is not taking place yet, it's coming. And the Arab uprisings I am suggesting to you is preparing the way for that slaughter. For that slaughter. Thousands of years before Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam had a vision. And in that vision he saw himself sacrificing his own son. So he went to his son, Ismail alayhi salam, not Ishaq. And he said to him, Inni ara fil manami anni azbahuk. I have seen myself in a vision sacrificing you. The son replied, Fanzur maza tara. Son, how do you respond? The son replied and said, Ya abati fa'al ma tu'mar. Oh my father, go ahead and do as you have been commanded to do. Satajiduni insha'Allahu min as-sabirin. You will find me, insha'Allah, patient. And then when Ibrahim alayhi salam placed his son's head on the block and was about to sacrifice him, Allah called out, Ya Ibrahim, qad sadaqta ru'ya. You have already fulfilled the vision. You have already accepted the sacrifice of your seed. It was not required of you to do this zabiha. No. You have already fulfilled the vision. Qad sadaqta ru'ya. It is my opinion. And when I give my opinion, you should never accept it. No. Until you are convinced that it is correct. Remember that. Anytime I give my opinion, do not accept it unless you are convinced that it is correct. It is my opinion. And Allah knows best. That vision of Ibrahim alayhi salam is about to be fulfilled. That vision of Ibrahim alayhi salam is what Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam also saw in a vision. And said, Waylul lil Arab min sharrin qad iqtaraba. The seed of Ismail alayhi salam, the Arabs. He said, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, the best of those who have come from Ismail alayhi salam are the Kinana. And the best of those who have come from the Kinana are the Quraysh. And the best of those who have come from the Quraysh are Banu Hashim. And I am the best of Banu Hashim. establishing that the Arabs are descended from Ismail alayhi salam. It seems that the sacrifice of the Arabs in the divine wisdom is part of a plan for Allah's purpose to be fulfilled, for Banu Israel to be taken to the worst punishment that any people would ever get. وَإِذْ تَأَذَّنَ رَبُّكَ لَيَبْعَثَنَّ عَلَيْهِمْ إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ مَنْ يَسُومُهُمْ سُوءَ الْعَذَابِ. And your Lord has announced that He is now going to send against them Dajjal, Gog and Magog, those who will inflict upon them until Yawmul Qiyamah the worst possible punishment. But in order for that end to be achieved, the sacrifice of the seed of Ibrahim alayhi salam is necessary in the divine wisdom. This is my opinion. You should not accept it until you are convinced that it is correct. The Prophet said, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, that when Dajjal is released, he will live on earth for 40 days. One day like a year, one day like a month, one day like a week, and all his days like your days. In this book, I have argued that Dajjal was released in the lifetime of Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. He is on earth, but you cannot see him. Are there angels in this masjid? Can you see them? Are there jinn in this masjid? Can you see them? So Dajjal is here, in this world, but not in our world of space and time. You can't see him. I have argued that these three stages, a day like a year, a day like a month, a day like a week, these three stages produced three world orders. In stage one, a day like a year, the world experienced Pax Britannica, Britain ruling the world. And the sterling pound is the international currency. And Britain ruling the sea. And then came stage two, which is Pax Americana, America ruling the world, and the US dollar as the international currency, and America ruling the sky. And I've argued that Pax America cannot last forever. It'll have to end. 15 years ago I said the US dollar has to collapse. Where did I get that knowledge from? Well, they laughed at me at that time. They're not laughing anymore now. I am not a prophet. No. I didn't have some angel or jinn whispering to me. No. No. It was my analysis of the Quran and the Ahadith that led me to that conclusion. I came to the conclusion that we are now located at the time when America's time is coming to an end. Pax Americana is ending, and a third ruling state will have to emerge. to replace America. And we now have Pax Judaica, I call it, Israel ruling the world. And therefore, we must have a new money to replace the US dollar. They laughed at me. But now the US dollar, the last time I heard, was in ICU. ICU, Intensive Care Unit in the hospital. And it is likely that the US government is going to demonetize the US dollar, meaning it can no longer be used as legal tender. You cannot use it to buy and sell. And so they'll have to have something to replace the US dollar. That replacement is already here. Electronic money has already taken over. The vast majority of the big money transactions in the world are all electronic. And the paper money used for only micro transactions. So they're going to have to replace the paper money with something tangible. I don't know what it's going to be. But Israel controls the banking system in the world. So Israel effectively controls money in the world. And so Israel is now emerging as the third and last ruling state in the world. We told you why Israel wants to rule the world. We don't have to repeat that. But in order for Israel to rule the world, Israel will have to rule the Arabs, because she's surrounded by the Arabs. And this is where we come to the reality of the subject, of an Islamic view of the current Arab uprisings. I want to end this part of the topic by suggesting to you that no one can penetrate that reality other than those who approach the subject from the perspective of Islamic eschatology. And we're the only ones who have the Quran.